Hello Internet, this is Roshi, and I'm back with another reaction, this time reacting to a new character teaser, Ineffa, Gift from the Artifice. We have Ineffa's character teaser right now. So, looking forward to seeing what we're going to find out. Let's watch it, and then I'm going to talk about it. Let's get into it. Already adore the style.
She's still not responding. But why? Oh! Maybe she needs more prompts. I'll keep trying. Hey, can you hear me? From now on, your name's Ineffa. Right. And also, my name's Ino.
I'll actually go back a little bit. Let me start over. Sorry about that. I got distracted and I won't actually pay attention.
She's still not responding. But why? Oh! Maybe she needs more prompts. I'll keep trying. Hey, can you hear me? From now on, your name's Ineffa. Right. And also, my name's Ino. Ineffa! I'm not forgetting! Ineffa! Sweep the floor! Ineffa? Why won't you wake up? I'm gonna lose it. That idiot! My inventions aren't useless. I'm never making him anything again. You're a dumb stray kid with no family. No wonder why your work is trash. I have a family. It's right here. My robots, my screws, and you. I'm a little cold. You're kind of cold too, Ineffa.
Good morning, Ino. I am Ineffa. From now on, this is my home.
Aw, that was cute. Okay. I like that a lot. Man, this very... Oh, boy. So much already. Okay. Okay. I love how varied they make these days. And I'm so happy that we do. That we actually have something that is... Not saying that other things aren't legit animation, but that we have this very obvious hand-drawn approach instead of just like connecting the pieces and making them move when we want, like they used to be back in the day, essentially. I really like how they kept developing and trying new things with these characters, and when they usually pick a style of sorts to show that character, I feel like it makes sense. They find ways to just have it just fits really well, right? I wish I could use better words to describe what I'm trying to say here, but okay. So we have a lot of Ino in this as well. we learned a lot about Aino in Ineffa's teaser. We're going to be learning more about Aino, I am sure, when she becomes a playable character at some point. I imagine she will. The thing story-wise that I found the most interesting was this. This whole situation. Because this is... I think it's obvious, but I don't want to say that in case if it wasn't for other people, because I could also be wrong as well. Maybe I am reading too much into it. But this is very much, I know, getting her frustrations out on her past, what happened in her past. Had this confrontation with this other character and had to split off and go her own way, and now she's in a very much of a state of like, well, I'll prove them wrong. I'm gonna make the best stuff, and I don't need anyone. I got my robots, you know. So that's kind of what we're getting here. Now, what I'm wondering is, do we know who this guy is? Immediate thought was like Dottore. But like it probably isn't. It's represented with brown hair and not blue. I think they would have made it a little closer to the nose if it was. Really, the only thing that made me think that was this patch job right here. And I only thought that because Dottore does wear a mask, and when he was in the comic, he wore a different kind of mask that kind of had like a pattern on it, similar to this, I think. And also, when we see Arlecchino's short, when they had the story time in the beginning, and they're referencing Dottore through one of the dolls that's on screen, it also is very stitched up, right? So I was just kind of like, when they usually have a character like that, that's sort of Frankenstein monster-esque for whatever reason, they're usually talking about Dottore. So that's where my mind immediately went. That doesn't mean it actually is that, of course. I'm just shooting that into the dark, just to, you know, if it turns out to be a thing, great. Could be something completely different. I'm trying to think what other character this could be that we know of. Or maybe, is this a character that will be introduced later, or a character that has already been introduced, and I'm just dumb and can't remember. You know, it could be someone who's just referenced, for all we know. But I thought that was very interesting story-wise. Something that I thought was really cool about this was seeing her base, her headquarters. You know, it's weird shape. I always thought like, oh, it's like this mechanical horseshoe crab shell thing. But what we see is that it moves. This is the same thing, right? I'm not just making that up, am I? I think it's I think that's her home. It just moves. She just went off. She moved across the landscape and then found a place to land, and then just situated itself, and now it's just there. She's got a mobile home. A very futuristic, cool-looking mobile home thing that can go across all sorts of landscapes, whether it be snow, the ocean, fields, and yeah, and then just planted itself here. And it's her workshop, her house, her workshop, and all that stuff. It also shows how lonely Aino is as well, how much she's trying to have and create, like, she's trying to create a friend. She wants a friend to be with her all the time. So yeah, she has her robots, she has her machines, but Ineffa, compared to everything else that we've seen around Aino, is the most human-like, right? At least in appearance. she also has a human voice, although spoken very robotic like just very like, you know. Yeah, I mean there's that, but it almost, oh man, I'm getting big like Pinocchio vibes. Does that make sense? Not with like the lying and the growing of the nose, but just like creating this doll and then the doll coming to life. And I'm wondering if Ineffa's ever going to struggle with the whole like, can I ever be a real woman? Like, does she ever, do you think she's ever going to have that kind of issue? However, there is also more to Ineffa, because we know in the most recent special program they talked about like dragons and stuff and some crazy ancestry, and I think yeah, they show that here kinda, right? This thing? Yeah. Okay. So Aino went exploring. She found this old ass temple. She found this like core of some kind from the old world, and she implanted that into Ineffa, and this is what brought Ineffa to life, essentially. So Ineffa, although yes, robotic body, a machine, she is more than that now. She has this power, this some kind of this soul within her. It's probably more complicated than that. But yeah. It's almost like, well, hold on, because yeah, okay. So it seems like maybe Ineffa has always had some kind of consciousness, but wasn't able to function, and then this thing made her do so. I don't know. I could see it going in various ways here. Anyway, so that's, as far as story stuff goes, that's what I want to say about that. It was heavily focused on Aino and bringing Ineffa to life, essentially, or at least conscious, right? And that's really cool. You have like this really cute moment at the end here for her making breakfast, saying good morning, and also introducing herself as Ineffa. Yeah. I admit, in the last thing I reacted to, I was really confused about who she was, and I completely forgot that they mentioned the name Aino in the special program trailer. I completely spaced it out. I was just like, Aino, who the hell is Aino? And then I kept thinking that she was N, which is not the case. N is the other woman that with the just not her. Anyway, yeah. It's interesting. I am wondering why they are going with like the spooky theme with her. Like she's got like the ghosts. Unless they're not supposed to be ghosts, but man, she's got something going on with that. Doesn't she have like a screw in her hair or something too? Or I'm not sure if she does here. Let's see if there's another shot of her. Of course there is. She's all over. Okay, yeah, she's got like this thing, this screw thing that her hair wraps around, and she's got the ghost hands, and she's even walking around like this, doing like the classic like thing, ghost walk. So I am wondering if she's supposed to be. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can't help but think. I can't help but think Dr. Frankenstein. Especially if you're trying to... It's gotta be. Like, come on. Like, or at least the parallel to it, because it's spooky. It's a spooky story, right? It's a sad story. But you have Dr. Frankenstein trying to create a person and bring them to life, right? And the Frankenstein's monster would be Ineffa in this case. And maybe people could not think that way because, oh, it's just a robot though. But if we paid attention at all to when she was last in a trailer, not the Welcome Moon teaser, but the one before it, she is described as having different parts from all over the place. Frankenstein's monster was stitched together by other human parts. It wasn't just one whole person. It was a bunch of pieces of other people. And Ineffa was described to have parts from Mondstadt and Liyue and Inazuma and Natlan and all over the place. She's a mismatch of things put together and was given life and now just is. But there's also something crazy going on with her, and she might be considered a threat, just like how Frankenstein's monster was misunderstood and considered a threat. So there's a lot of parallels here, in my opinion. Not saying that the story with her is going to go in that direction 100%, but you know, Hoyoverse definitely takes inspiration from other stories and history and all sorts of stuff, and they kind of twist it and make it into their own thing with their characters in their world. I think it's a cool thing that they do that, because it's like there's no more new stories, right? Whenever you tell a story, it's going to be grabbing inspiration from something, or beats are going to be told a certain way, or you're taking elements, or maybe not even intentionally. It's just that I feel like there's only so many ideas, especially nowadays. So not that they're being sneaky about it. They're doing it. But what I'm saying is that I don't think it's like they're hiding what they're taking their inspiration from either. I don't think they ever have. Maybe I'm wrong, but what I'm trying to say is that I feel like they own it. Not that they actually own it, but they're just kind of like, this is what we're doing. And you can tell, and you're like, yeah, and you just accept it because it's cool, right? I'm about it. I think that's great. Now, if she was actually a zombie person being brought to life, and Aino was more of like a mad scientist when it came to like more biology-ish related projects, then I'd be like, all right, maybe it's a little too on the nose now. Maybe it's a little too much. I don't know, unless if we're going to be even more blatant, but I don't know. I think this is cool. I think this is fine. I like the story that they're showing here. Now, I want to talk about, real quick, this gorgeous stuff. I already mentioned it a little bit because I can't help myself, but between the look of the art and the fun poppy music that we're hearing, no complaints, but I'm getting huge Porter Robinson vibes from the Shelter animation. Just a little bit. Like, it's not exactly the same, obviously, but there is like, I don't know, there is this feeling to it, except this also ends a lot happier than that one did. Right? You're watching that one and you feel sad throughout it. Like, you get more and more sad as it goes. In this one, it is a little more lighthearted, and of course there is struggle towards the middle and end of it, like figuring out this whole Ineffa problem of her not being conscious and stuff, and you know, I'm cold, you're cold too. Like, that's sad. That's like, oh, poor guys. But it does have its little happy ending here, right? Where she is finally awake, interacting with Aino. But just seeing stuff like this, like the world just sort of warped and bendy and sort of abstract, but with like this light color palette and simple shading. It feels very nice. I watch this and I feel that warmth. I feel that wholesomeness. Like, this is cute. This is freaking cute. And it's not in a way where it's like, I've made observations and even complaints before that, like, oh man, they're throwing pastel colors all over the place, and they keep doing it over and over again, and they still are. They still are with these, very much so. But I feel like they are actually switching it up enough where it doesn't feel the samey anymore. I feel like this was different enough with its overall feel. So that's good. And hey, if this is just the style that they want to do things in for a while now, then by all means, whatever. I'm not gonna get mad at it. It was freaking awesome. I liked it. Maybe in the next video, if it's still very poppy and colorful and like pastel-like, and just maybe I will say the complete opposite thing again and be like, man, I'm getting tired of this. Because my opinion changes all the time, and that's just what that is. It's called being human. Unfortunately. So, yeah. I thought the music fit very well. I thought the animation was very cute. Its colors without like the heavy line art was really nice. How they just let the silhouettes and colors of the characters speak for themselves. You don't really get lost where anything is, and they don't really need hard outlines. They're using more colorful outlines for the most part. Or just like not, you know, like not as deep. Like, this isn't black. This isn't black. This is just a darker shade of blue. This is a brown. You know, they're doing things like that. Same thing here. You have your yellow fingers, but you have like a darker yellow borderline brown color outlining. And then the hands, you have like this gray blue. You have a darker shade for the outline. If it was just straight up black, then maybe it would pop too much from everything else, which wouldn't be a bad thing. It'd be a style choice. But I do like it, what they're doing here overall for this teaser. And also, some lines are different. While you have these lines which are more compact, more tight, more like ink lines on the character, in the background you have the lines with the same idea with the color, making the color slightly darker than the ones that are popping out, that are filling the rest of the image, but they're a little more messy. It looks like these were drawn in crayon, while this was drawn in like a pencil, or maybe even a pen here or there. I really, really like it. It's here as well. There's clean lines for the things that are in focus, and then the lines get blurrier, like here, and look more thick when they're closer up, or maybe even further away. Right? They're out of focus, so they make sure to let you know that's out of focus by blurring the image, but also making the lines a lot more chunkier compared to the thing that you should be focusing on in the center of the frame. And it was pretty much this style for the entire time throughout it. Sometimes they switch things up. Also, this is not necessarily in order, I realized. Because you have Ineffa here, and she doesn't have the core thing, right? This is empty. I guess that's empty? I'm not sure. I wanted to see... Okay, because in this shot, she has the thing. So they're jumping around a little bit. Like, I feel like this scene at the end here happens first, and then later we see the story, like, I know fill Ineffa in on the story that's happening. Right? So, at first, in the beginning, not awake, and then they find the thing. Ineffa wakes up, and then I know fills her in on, she expresses some of her grievances. Now that she has a person she can actually talk to, she lets it all out, right? In her way of showing it. That's what I think happened here. I could be wrong, though, and that's fine if I am. It's just my interpretation as of right now. But yeah, this was Ineffa's character teaser. Lots of information about Aino, about Ineffa's origin for the most part, the parallels between this story here and the classic Frankenstein story, and then just beautiful colors and music, and the animation is good, and this was overall just a very enjoyable time, pretty wholesome. They killed it. Is it my absolute favorite teaser? I don't know. I don't think it is, but it's up there just because of how good of a job that they did, in my opinion. I think this turned out really, really well, and man, once again, if they wanted to make more animation and style it like this, no complaints. I'd be all for it. Just, I want more, because I'm greedy. Is that so? Is that so wrong? Can I just be greedy and say, hey, Hoyoverse, get on it? Anyway, I think that's all I really have to say about this one, but please let me know what you think. I'm curious to hear your thoughts about this teaser. How'd you feel while watching it? Were you excited? Was it wholesome? Were you sad? You know, is this something that you're looking forward to? Like, just finding out more about this story? I'm not asking whether or not you're going to pull for Ineffa. I'm just curious about what you think about this kind of story that is sort of, at the very least, in the background and could possibly lead into something way more. They kind of alluded that it would. They're kind of showing that it would actually do that thing. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching. That's it for me. I appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to let me know by leaving a like. Share your thoughts in this Sorry, I almost said character something, and I said anyway because I'm correcting myself. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. I would appreciate it. And you can check out the description for additional ways of how to support me. I can't talk anymore, so that's a sign of me having to end the video post-haste. Subscribe if you haven't, if you want. Every little bit counts. And that's it. Until next time, shine on, you crazy diamonds. Later.